Oh, we struggle in all aspects of school.
Yeah.
We had PE down. That's about it.
And lunch.
PE and
I was really good lunch.
That has stayed true to form.
Sean Watson, another step back, which I will say a lot of his problem that O-line. 8 sacks.
Yeah.
8 sacks. So good.
He's gonna be back like when Big came back to the league after the dog hit.
Yes.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Benchwarmers Basement Banter. I don't know which episode.
81.
I'm going to make no jokes about the number this time either. 81, guys. Look at that.
That's
Woody Island
surprising.
locked in for this one.
I hate Woody Island.
Pretty sure this is 81.
Yes,
I
it
trust
is.
your math. I can't believe I just
It
said
is.
that. Okay.
Anyways,
So,
I'm Stat Guy.
Rogers.
Woody. There.
Thank goodness.
Woody.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am. We are Benchwarmers Basement Banter. Make sure to follow us on our social media that you see up top here,
Lights.
all the way here. And it is time to talk MLB power rankings.
This is the first time we've not said talking playoffs. Like, we're just talking power rankings. I
Well,
like it.
there
We've been
may
on a
be.
playoff run.
We are doing a tier
It
list
is.
because
That's
tier
right.
list is awesome and easy to do.
That's right. This thing is really cool. I love the tier maker.
And there may or may not be a category called.
The Rockies?
That's not what I was going to. I meant playoffs. Gosh, because you just said it.
Oh. I was like, we have
Shoo.
fun slamming some teams on here. So
Yes.
there we go. But yeah.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
But this
we
is
got my
the
playoffs.
official.
Swing and a miss.
Yes.
Truthfully, I forgot what the categories were, but I could see the bottom one.
Yes.
There
Yes.
we go.
So now I'm going to bring up the tier maker. And here we are. So we didn't.
beautiful.
These are all in alphabetical order. Do we want to go that way?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're
I
just
mean,
going to
that
go
might
that
kind
way.
of kill the dramatic.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what? We're to this
preferably I'd like to go
point.
by division. But
Okay.
But-
I can do that.
It's okay. Let's just roll with it.
I can
That
do
might
that.
take a hot minute. So
Yeah, see, they're
we
not
know-
organizationalized. That's
all right.
word, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well, it is now.
Sure.
It is now. We like doing this stuff on the fly. That's kind of our style.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's definitely my style. We'll just go alphabetical.
It's definitely your style.
Sometimes our production meetings before, it's like, what were we talking about? What is this?
What are we doing today?
Oh, what's for?
That was literally 30 minutes ago before you got here.
Yep.
I love it. Wouldn't want you any other way, buddy. So yeah, let's start here with
We're going
the
starting with the
alphabet
Arizona
D-backs.
Diamondbacks.
Whoa, why are you dragging him over dog
Because
shit?
I wanted to show. I
a
wanted
little
to.
above that.
Take it
Don't get
easy, take it
distinct.
easy.
I wanted to show what team I was
Talking
grabbing.
about 2 years
Okay.
ago, this is a World Series.
It was.
Last year, I
in
might
there.
picked them to go to the World Series. They lost to Texas 2 years ago. Like they
yeah.
have young talent.
The problem is they play in the NL West.
Yeah, and injuries. You know, losing Corbin
But
Burns really
mainly
hurts.
they play in the NL
It's
West.
loaded. I still had him as a playoff
While
team going
Corbin
into the
Carroll
year.
has been good, he's not been as good as he was his rookie season.
He's had a very good bounce back year
Yeah,
compared to
okay.
the year before. He's been solid. Suarez, like they've got pieces, but they lost their ace. That hurts. They lost Corbin Burns. Zach Gallen's not really helping his trade value for them if he gets moved. Like,
No.
The pitching hasn't really been there. They do have fun, exciting piece on offense. Like Carroll, the powers came back. Like he hadn't been stealing bases like his rookie season, which is probably what you were alluding to.
Yeah.
But he's fine. I mean, they have, if Jordan Waller would come up and hit, that'd be great. Like, they have a solid
Yeah, we're talking
foundation.
about the guy who's number 1 prospect in baseball.
He was up there,
Just,
yeah. And he just hasn't really got his runway to run with it. You know, he's had to been up 2 or 3 times and just playing time.
Yeah.
That sounds like he's on the Cardinals.
And yeah, mismanagement. There you go. So,
Maybe.
But no, I mean, they've got pieces. Josh Naylor, I think, is awesome at first. Like, they do, but it's just looking like this isn't going to be their year. It's like I said, you lose your ace, that hurts. Don't have the pitching. I'm honestly still kind of with them.
I'm gonna go with barely missed.
That's kind of what
But
I was
also, I'm
thinking.
like, the future is very bright. If you have Corbin Carroll, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's
got a young core.
above.
Time's ticking on that, though, already. Like, they're already getting close to the point where they're going to pay him. What is he, 2 more years?
Well, he's got another 3 years, I think.
3 years?
He's
Okay.
only been up this is his 3rd year.
This
So,
is
yeah,
third
3
season,
years.
yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, because I think they are going to miss the playoffs. which stinks for
We'll
them.
say barely missed.
Barely missed the playoffs.
We're not mad at Futures. Bright as well.
Yeah.
No,
I feel
but-
like they'll be fine in the long run. I think so.
I like it.
That's going to be a lot of teams, and it's going to really going to have to figure out on those two categories.
Yes. So let's go with this one for now.
Yeah.
I think
We'll go
it's-
2 out of 3 majority.
Okay.
On it.
Okay.
Make it simple.
Yeah.
I like it. So,
I don't think you guys are going to agree with where I have this team. But
I don't know where I have this team because
I know where I've got them.
You know what? These next 2 teams are the 2 that just I'm like, what the hell?
yeah,
Honestly,
Yeah.
like
I've actually got both of them in the same category.
are you going with the what is it? What
What the fuck
are you doing?
Yes.
Yeah. I was the WTF. I'm like, no.
I've got the Braves that like this team started out 0-11.
Yes,
Terrible.
They were awful.
Yeah, I think so. And they caught a little fire. It's like, okay, Chris Sale's pitching. Like, they're getting Acuna back. They're getting Strider back. Or are they?
On paper,
'Cause
this should be a
World
top
Series team.
5 team.
It should be.
baseball.
Yes, it should. Thing of this, Strider's not been Strider. Like, the
No.
offense has not clicked. Acuna's had some moments back. But, you know, Albies hasn't went. Like, there's just a lot. It's like they haven't came together. We're about halfway.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think it's happening this year. I really don't.
No, at this point, I do not see them making the playoffs, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing there? You selling?
You described it perfect.
Yeah.
And that's where they're at. And
Yeah.
who would they sell?
I was thinking, I'm
Yeah.
like, who can they even sell?
Azuna's
Ozuna's the only one that doesn't still have like team control. Like,
Yeah, because they lock everybody up super early.
yeah, the Braves are good about that, and
Yeah.
honestly, I thought they had a good core to be doing that with.
And they have a hell of a core still. Like, honestly, this is one that it's like what we're saying with Arizona. They're going to be fine. Long run. It's just this year it's not happening.
Yeah.
I can see them Atlanta still being the future is bright because they still do have a lot of young
Yeah.
superstars.
But I think given the fall off, I'm good with this category. 'Cause
Agreed.
Who would have had going into the year Atlanta and Baltimore missing the playoffs and in dramatic fashion? Like,
So,
These are bottom third teams right now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. The one thing I will say for them bright spot is Spencer Swellenbach. Remember the name? I think he's freaking awesome.
Okay.
I think he might be the best Spencer in Atlanta pitching. I really do. That might be a hot take.
Ooh.
But he's got a more diverse arsenal than Strider.
better
Better than
career.
Strider. It's a pitcher, so I'm not going to start with that. They get broke all the time.
Yes.
He's got a more diverse arsenal. He throws like 6 pitches, and
Okay.
he has only been a pitcher for like 4 or 5 years.
it doesn't matter how many pitches you throw. Lance Lynn had a long career just throwing fastballs.
True, but they're all good. Like, you know, I know what you're saying. But when you have, like, remember you Darvish back in the day where threw
Yeah.
like 6, 7 above average.
Lance Lynn never
got
had the
that.
swing and miss stuff that Swallenbach
Right,
has.
right.
Lance Lynn is
I just
very good.
wanted to get a reference to Lance
agreed.
Lynn.
That's fair. I like that.
I mean,
We
it
got
is
to
a
throw it to
good-
the Cardinals.
It is
Yeah.
a fun conversation though
Yes.
because Lance Lynn was a great 3 to 4 in the rotation guy for
Yeah,
a long time.
Yeah.
Honestly, great career. The pitcher that everyone hopes they can be to have
Yes.
a long-lasting career. However, the ceiling with Swallenbach is
Way higher.
significantly
It's higher. I think he could easily be a top 10 pitcher in all of
Yes.
baseball. 5.
I actually think that Lance Lynn probably peaked out his entire potential.
Well, I think he's one of
Like,
those guys who got the most out of his stuff.
Yes, correct.
Honestly, he did. He was amazing. Strider, worries me with him is the fastball's not back. Like, he was a fastball slider guy. That was his thing.
yeah.
The slider looks
when you
good.
see him barely touching 95.
Yeah, that's not him.
What
Yeah.
injury has he come back from?
It was not Tommy John. It was the new surgery.
The internal brace
Yes,
or
internal
whatever.
brace procedure, which
Yes.
there's
I
not
wonder
much.
if there's
It's the same
I wonder
thing that
if it's-
Ohtani had.
Yes.
Ohtani was kind of like the first person to really get it.
Yeah.
Ohtani hasn't pitched since 2023, so we
He's
don't know
pitching
how.
right now,
Yes.
possibly.
Yes, tonight.
So I was just wondering on that because I was wondering if that's why
There's-
it's a new surgery. It might take him a little bit
Yeah.
longer, possibly.
Yeah, he's used
It's
to a lot after
supposed to be
Tommy
a
John.
quicker recovery than Tommy John.
Quicker recovery, but they don't know the stuff bounce back.
Yeah,
Yes.
We're
exactly.
going to know in about 2 years what
Exactly.
this is. Because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if it looks like this, it's like, I might go Tommy John.
Yes.
That's worked since
Well,
the 80s, so.
Ohtani came back pretty good after his first time.
Yes, he did.
yeah.
Yes, he did.
But we've established he's not human. So, I don't know. Yeah, I agree with
Anyways,
this one.
back on track.
And
We got the Orioles here. I would say.
I'm still going a different
ahead.
tier.
I was gonna say
you
a
guys-
different tier because
Yes.
they have one glaring weakness
yeah,
in this team. They have no pitching.
no pitching.
Yeah.
No pitching. Grayson was supposed to be their savior
Yeah.
on that side, and he's
Correct.
been hurt all
So
the time.
I'm guessing future is bright.
I'm still going futures.
The
bright.
reason I was put in the same categories because What are they doing with building their team? They had all these young studs, and they blocked them all, and they ruined a lot of their value. Why last year they didn't go all in and get a pitcher behind Burns?
Okay.
You know, that really pissed me off. And I don't know who they would have got, but I was like, you guys can't play all these guys. You can't. Colby Mail's been blocked forever.
Exactly. And
Hurstead.
Yes, that's where I was going.
And it's like, I think I'd say roster mismanagement is where I'm at with these guys.
At this point, you've almost pulled the Cardinals here and lost the value of Hurstead and Mayo. You could have gotten a bag for both of those guys.
Yeah.
And now at this point, their values are just dwindling and dwindling.
Absolutely. There is that. There's also the possibility of, hey, what if these other guys don't pan out? We still got them. So it's a little... I see.
But I'm looking at what they did. They moved Connor Norby, Kyle Stiers for freaking Trevor Rogers. I was like, guys, what are we doing here?
Right.
Like, I've been very disappointed because I want to root for these guys.
I think they could fit in that what the fuck are you doing category, but their window is still so much more open than the Braves.
I do agree, but they got it. Well, they got to get some pitching.
Yes.
They got to. There's no one in the system.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to spend some money. And here's the thing that sucks for them is they got to lock these guys up.
They're going to have to start paying them.
They are. I'm like, they don't have that balance.
Have they already paid Adley, or is he coming up?
No. They need to pay Henderson, Adley, Holiday, see where he's at. Like,
Westbrook.
They got money. Yeah, they got money. They're going to lock some guys up. They got problems. If they had some pitching like the Braves do to supplement that offensive core, I'd feel way better about them.
Yeah, but I still think they're in a better position than
Their
the Braves.
prospects are still good enough that they can get pitching.
Yeah.
They need to do it this year, though.
I think they need it already, really, and this stinks.
Well, right now I think that they need to do it at this deadline, or they've missed it entirely.
Yeah, I will say, like, if Grayson comes back and they do get another pitcher to the future is bright, and they still have enough young talent. I'm not totally.
And what if they just go sign a bunch of good to decent starters next year? You don't have to. Not.
Yeah,
pitchers are expensive.
I know.
We haven't seen them do that. I think they need to.
They need to. That's what I was, because you guys were kind of saying if they don't do it this year, well, what if they happen?
Big market
What
team,
if they happen to do it?
No, and once again, what hamstrings them is their payroll is going to naturally go up. Like, you got to keep your in-house guys and spend now. I don't know if they'll be able to do it, but I do agree the future is bright. I'm just worried about it. I'll leave it at that. So what do you guys want to go with here?
I'm going to go future is bright.
That's fine.
All right, now we move on.
This is a
One
fun one.
complaint.
We might talk a little bit on this for what happened yesterday.
Skip them back a little bit.
Can we do that?
I want to talk about them later because I have a lot to say about
How about that?
I like
there.
that.
Right there.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. You see what I did there?
That's perfect.
You see what I did there? All right.
All right.
Hold on.
I'm gonna say this one's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
We got to go Cubs go.
Okay. Sorry, I had to fix our logo real quick.
I'm putting
Chicago
these guys
sometimes
out there.
maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
we got two ends of the spectrum here. Chicago,
Yes.
All right, I'm throwing them up there. World Series or guaranteed playoffs. I'm thinking guaranteed playoffs right now.
Kind of where I was
Correct.
at.
I think they're a guaranteed playoff team. I don't think they're a World Series contender, but they're fine.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think this roster looks the same after the trade deadline.
I agree.
I think they go get a big
buyers.
pitcher. Oh, no doubt
They're
about
buyers.
it.
They're
No doubt
definitely
about it.
buyers.
This team is fun. You're 100% right. The offense, their defense, they have got gold glovers all around the field.
And
They're
PCA looking like an
Oh my
MVP
gosh,
candidate.
he's unreal. Yeah, missed on that one, but keep thinking he's going to slow down. No. High
it just
speed
keeps getting
combo.
better.
Kyle Tucker's doing his thing, like all across the diamond. They got young kids coming up. They've got ammo to make a move. They've got it. I agree 100%.
No.
With this. Like,
What would be, if you're predicting, what kind of move would they make? Who are they targeting? Because isn't this going to be a little bit of a light trade market?
yeah, it is. This is easier said than done because a lot of these teams want an ace, going to be after it. Like, hell, the Dodgers may even be because what the
they've
hell?
got Steele and Imanaga.
Yeah, well, Steele's out for the season.
He's not going to be back for playoffs soon. He's done.
That's Tommy John, I believe.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, not great.
So they could use a starter.
They could definitely use a starter. I was thinking, he's not pitched great, but Alcantara, I love Sandy. I think the stuff's still there. Gallen, mentioned Arizona's a possibility.
Yeah.
We'll see in a month who's available. It probably won't happen, but if we fall out of it and Sonny Gray's available, not predicting that here. Yeah, I just think they need the next tier pitcher. They need at least a two. At least a two.
Fetty's a 2.
Fetty's
a solid 2.
Actually, Fetty's been pretty decent.
He's been very good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
he's been pretty good.
He's been worth what we paid for.
Yes, he has.
He has. That's fair.
Yes.
But someone that can blow batters away maybe is what I was saying.
Yeah.
Not his game. All right, so yeah, we're good with the Cubs up there.
Okay,
I like it.
guaranteed playoff teams for the Cubs. And now the next
Dog shit. Moving on.
Yep, that's pretty easy. There you go. Yeah,
Not much to say.
Look at their record; it's self-explanatory.
They're
There
a
you
little
go.
bit better than they were last year. Not much.
Well, they're better than one category on there. That's
Yeah.
all I gotta say.
Yep.
So yeah,
That's coming up soon.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got some young pieces. Like Miguel Vargas has been fun. You know, Dodgers top prospect years ago. He's got there. He's hitting this year. Like they've got some pieces.
What did they get out of Andrew Vaughn? They just traded him, right?
They got Savale. So there's
the
nothing
guy,
on that.
Yeah, the guy from Milwaukee that wanted out.
The guy,
Yeah.
the guy sent to the pen.
Yeah.
So perfect. Yeah, you can pitch for the White Sox.
Yeah, you want out, go to the dumpster fire.
It's you get DFA'd or traded to the White Sox. Well,
Yeah.
shit. I guess I'm in Chicago.
I guess the White Sox pay better.
Yeah, I guess. At least I'm in the major leagues, boys. Yeah, well. Yeah, I got nothing else on them.
All right, Cincinnati.
Ooh.
So
They're-
streaky.
You know, they passed us in the
They can be
standings.
so
line.
good or so bad.
They've got so much young talent, too. Like, I want to go futures bright with them, too. I really do. I mean, if
I've
you
been
got
saying
Ellie,
that
you
for
got...
about 3 years now. Though.
That's
Like-
where I was at. Yeah, I know. Keep thinking, man, they're just this close. Like, they're just, next year. And we've said that.
I think last year I had them winning the division even. Like
I might have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty high.
They
Well, it was a weak
just-
division, but yeah.
Right, but still. And
Yeah,
they
but
just
it's-
have never leveled up.
Yeah.
That's Cincinnati Reds baseball, baby.
Right. But they've even got the pieces now. Like, they've actually got some pitching.
They had
Sucks
pieces
Greens
back in the
now.
day too.
Agreed.
Yeah, I just think
but
more
like,
they have now. Like,
Honestly, last year or 2 years ago, I will be more fair with it. I thought the Ellie was going to be like a generational player. Like,
yeah, I think about everybody did. You look at his rookie card market, yeah. I mean, they got talent all around. Like, they've got Chase Burns coming up soon. I hope he's good since we picked him up. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But,
And he's injured.
Yep, not a surprise. That's how it works. Sorry, kid.
So,
Him and
they had
Green,
Spencer
like-
Steer and CES that just haven't been able to stay on the
Can't
field.
stay on the field. Yeah. Friedel, same deal. He's hurt all the time, too. Like, I mean, they have top to bottom a solid lineup, pitching.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could. I'm between futures bright and barely missed the playoffs. Like, I don't. That's the thing. If you look at the standings, the West is so good. I mean, the Central,
It's probably one
the
team.
East is even.
We might only get one.
Yeah,
There
it's
will only
probably
be one. Yeah, so I think they're screwed on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So- That makes me think future is bright.
Yes. I don't think they'll barely miss. I think they'll probably miss it by 10 games. So
Yeah, that's fair. Let's go futures bright-ish. There we go.
I think they'll
Bright-ish.
miss it by 10 games by not necessarily having a bad record.
I know. It's just the National League is so much better than the American League.
Correct.
It's stupid. It's stupid. It really is. There's no balance at all.
Future's bright, but the window's closing.
Yeah, future's bright, but show me something.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. So yeah, I like it. Matt McLean's another one. Like if he could be what he was 2 years ago, they have a core. But we'll see. What we got? We're going across the
Across the state. Well, we're going north.
North.
North in
Yeah.
the north.
Okay.
North in the state.
Yeah, I'm
Very
gonna
clearly.
defer to you on geography.
Yes.
You on math. Definitely mathematician here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, this is your team, the Guardians. Like you
Although,
always are
no
on
guard-
that bandwagon.
You know, hey, they're a playoff team.
You think though? Like, are you going guaranteed,
Guaranteed
or playoffs?
or
Like,
playoffs?
I'm going
I
playoffs.
just-
Question mark.
But
exclamation.
yeah, I can
Hey,
go with
say
that.
it like the old Colts coach.
Playoffs.
Playoffs.
There
I'm
we
gonna
go.
agree with that. Playoffs by default. Because what we're talking about, the AL so weak. Like,
A wild card's pretty attainable.
yeah, very much so. The division's out of reach. My
Yeah.
Tigers got that. We'll get to them in a minute. But Cleveland it's like, how do they always do this? Like, you look at the roster.
They're just there. They're just always there.
J-Ram
This is
helps,
What
but
the
yeah.
Cardinals were 10 years ago.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
They're,
yeah.
they're just always there.
They get
may
the
not have
most
the
out of their
talent
team.
on the field,
Right.
but they're just going to be there.
Yep, I agree.
And we had Albert or Yachty, one of the two, and
Yeah.
that was their J-Ram.
They've got their
So-
future Hall of Famer too.
Yes.
They do. And the rest of the team around it, like you said, they overachieve. Bibey's starting to pitch a little bit. Like you've got some pieces. I love Stephen Kwan. I mean, he's fun. Get on base.
Yeah.
Kyle Manzardo has some moments. Like there are pieces, and with where they're at in the standings, like I agree with this. They could be there. They could. I don't see them doing anything like playoffs or making any moves. They don't really.
No, I think they probably hold pat.
I think that's what they always do.
Yeah.
I really do. And Bieber might be back sometime. Does it matter?
Yeah.
I don't know. Another storyline.
Probably not.
Yeah.
He's not been the same for a couple years now.
No, we'll see if he gets back. But he looked good for like 2 starts last year, and then it was like, okay, guess what?
Hurt again.
Tommy John. That's how it works. So yeah, that's all I got on that.
And what we have here is probably the worst team.
I like the little tease.
I think that they might actually rival the White Sox record last year. They could probably be worse.
I was looking at what he did. Would they be college World Series contenders or not?
Ooh.
I don't know about that, folks.
So.
Yeah, that's a good
so.
poll for everybody. Yeah.
You know, actually, I think the gap in college baseball and Major League Baseball is much closer than it is between college football and Major League Baseball.
I would agree with that.
NFL?
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, you see a lot of guys like Kurtz is up in no time.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the gap is closer.
I think it's closer than it's been in a while. I really do.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are getting up so quick. I don't know, because you see so many guys come to the NFL and just
There's so many levels between there.
Yeah.
I will give you that. Like, there's like a lot of steps between college and the majors. Although I think
There's getting to be less.
I think a baseball game can just be kept in hand more easily.
I see what you're saying.
Like an NFL game, like a bigger group of guys, adults, is gonna beat you in the trenches and destroy you.
Yeah.
You won't see that as much in a baseball game.
When you think about what
This
you're
is more professional at bats.
when you're thinking about what you're saying, there's been kind of a trend of players that get drafted staying in the minors less
Yes, absolutely.
and making it quicker to
Yeah,
the majors.
which-
You're saying guys at the
That's,
same
and
year.
that's the college guys that are able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
starting to become more and more of a thing. So I do
Yeah,
think
I mean,
that.
you see that every
I
year.
agree
in
with you
NFL.
on that. Yeah. Yep. So
Yeah, but they're only special NFL players.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think honestly, the point as a whole, like it shows you how far college sports as a whole across the board have came. Like honestly, they're so much more competitive, so much better. Like that they're right.
We're
at
going
the
to see
pro
more
threshold.
polished people come out of the NCAA now because it's like, why go straight to the pros? I can make $2 million a year.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Especially with baseball.
That's
Yeah.
a fair point. Yeah, they're making better money down there. Why come up? So,
Yeah.
So yeah, they're better than Colorado Rockies. There you go. End of story there.
Here's your guys.
This is my boys. This is my Tigers. Put them at the top, sir. I love it.
I agree.
I'm not saying they're winning it, but I like them coming out of the
But
AL.
they can make
I
some
love it.
noise in the playoffs and possibly get there on the AL side. I
I'm
think
gonna
there's a
tell you
couple
what.
teams better than the AL.
I pick them in the AL. I really do.
Okay.
Who's
Wow.
better? Like you
I still
saying
think the
Yankees?
Yankees, yeah.
I'm
That's
taking
who
the
I was
Tigers.
thinking.
I am because of the top pitching. Like if you're
Okay.
talking playoff series, honestly, I'll take.
Now, if the Yankees go at the deadline and start throwing money.
Well, now, yeah.
Exactly.
Because that's exactly
I'm
what
going to
they're
say
gonna
the
do.
roster as of right now. And the thing that worries me with Detroit is their lineup doesn't really match up with the Yankees. It's just the pitching does.
But would
Come
you-
playoff time.
Would you be shocked if, like, come trade deadline, the Yankees go and land the top two pitchers?
No, not at all.
Spots.
Not at all.
Like,
Honestly,
they
they're-
could easily do that.
It's kind of like with. Well, I will say I'll be shocked because then I'm surprised the Dodgers didn't do it just for the hell of it because that's what they do. And credit to them, they keep making minors players.
Well, that's the
that
thing
good.
is, like, the Dodgers have so much pitching that they're not really being blocked.
No,
The Yankees aren't
exactly.
being blocked.
But here's a note to Baltimore. Look what the Dodgers did, with their prospects. Like, they have traded guys and just replenished. Which,
And somehow just gotten better.
that's what they do. That's what they do. But no, back to Detroit, like, if you got Skubal, Flaherty at the top of the rotation, Mice has been great this year.
That's as good of a 1-2.
That is a good
Yes,
one,
it
too.
is.
Yes.
Because Flaherty, I mean, it's playoff time. Give him the ball. I
for sure.
really,
For sure.
we saw it here. I mean,
He's a big game pitcher.
he is.
Yes, he is.
So, yeah, I like them against anybody in the AL. I love that, Torque has finally started to show that top prospect
He's about 5
pedigree.
years late, but
He was. Yeah, he was. But we just had to make sure we didn't draft him, and then he was fine. That's
Yeah.
all he was. Riley Green, I mean, their lineup is solid. They've got youngsters more coming up. I love what they're doing, Detroit. I love that team. I really do. Go Tigers.
What's the guy they have coming up?
They've got Max Clark.
Yeah, Max
down there.
Clark, that's who I was thinking of.
They lost Jackson Jobe, which sucks. That was their top pitching prospect.
Yeah.
Like, if he would be there, it's like their number 4. Oh, man. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
They'll be all right. They're fine. Go Tigers.
They're fine.
Go Tigers.
Tigers.
Go Tigers. Yeah.
You say that, and they are so far from Louisiana.
It's literally the opposite, isn't it?
yeah.
They are Canada.
I don't
yeah.
know my Detroit accent. Well, you got to get.
Well, it ain't
Do
that.
that. Motown Magic. There you go. Something like that. But they're. I love the Tigers.
They can just
I
be
do.
the bad boys, pull off the old Pistons.
That'd be good.
So
Yeah.
this next one is interesting. At the beginning of the season, I think I would have had him in the "What the fuck are you doing?"
I agree, but are we surprised? They're always back. Like last year, they were deemed dead.
Yeah.
I thought, what were they, 10 games under 500? And they're like, fuck you, Seattle, watch this.
Yeah.
That's what they do, and they're doing it early this year. Like, way to not even give them a chance this year. Like, the Astros, Jordan's out. Like, their lineup doesn't look impressive.
It's gonna get better. Is the scary part.
Exactly. Like, they're pitching. I mean, Framber's fine. Is he really ace? I don't think so.
No.
Hunter Brown, though. Holy crap. He's been unreal.
Yes.
You look at it where their offense is sagged, it's like now they can pitch. Like, fine. Screw you guys. They're always here. Like I think they're a piece away from being a World Series contender.
I
legit.
agree with that. Well, maybe they're going to win the trade. They're going to get Rodon back.
There you go. The Mo philosophy, right? Yeah, it's like making a trade, guys. Here you go. I'm going guaranteed playoffs.
I agree.
I mean, they're up like, 5 on Seattle now, and it's like they just dick around until June. It's like, all right, let's start playing, guys.
They're up 5 on Seattle. I don't see that gap getting any closer.
Seattle's struggling. They are. It's like what happened last year. But
it's weird when you continue to not add bats.
Yeah, I know. And now it's crazy. It's like we're on 3 or 4 years of great pitching, and now they're getting hurt.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
It's weird that happens.
Yeah, maybe we should have won the whole thing.
everyone.
I know. That's the blueprint, guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're up there. Shoot. Let's go on to what we got. The Royals.
Yes.
I wish this was better. I really do. I think the future's very bright there. I do.
Yeah, I
They're
winning
just-
the division at the beginning of the season.
I did too.
Yeah,
Um,
I got that. I mean, I picked the Tigers, but I was like, they're a very good team. I thought the offense looked better.
Bobby Witt Jr. didn't pick up from where he was last year. He's been very
He's
good.
been fine.
He's been
Yeah,
fine.
you're
but
right.
He's not been the MVP candidate he was last
He's
year.
not really taking the next step.
Correct.
Yeah, which, I mean, that is a hell of a step. He's very good.
Yeah, I mean, he was a top 5 player in baseball last year.
yeah. They got a guy that hits the ball as hard as Aaron Judge now up.
Caglione, yeah.
Not as frequent as often.
It's,
But,
you know,
Yeah.
he just debuted.
oh, yeah.
Don't
He's
put that.
fine.
Don't put that on him. That's a little much.
No. But he's fun. He's
Judge
exciting.
was about like that immediately, though. He just got hurt a lot early in his career.
Yeah.
He had some struggles too.
Yeah.
We'll see with Caglione, but I mean, it's like.
Are you guys judging him off of 10 games?
Huh?
Yes.
Oh no! I was honestly joking. He does legitimately hit the ball.
I know
as
he
hard as
does. I
Judge.
know.
And if you have that type of potential, that's awesome. Oh no, you can't expect to be the next Aaron Judge. Like,
Yeah.
come on, guys.
So does
Like,
Joey Gallo.
oh God, don't put that on anybody.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's coming back as a pitcher.
And Caglione was like, what is he, ranked 10th or 11th in baseball? It wasn't like this guy's a slam dunk.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
next.
There
He's
was
just
also
fun. He's fun.
it's also only a year.
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah.
a guy that was drafted
Well,
from the
guys,
same guy as
he's
JJ
about like
JJ Witherholt.
Nick
Yeah.
Kurtz with the A's. Look at what he came up, struggled a little doing. Caglione's doing literally the same thing. Like, these guys are fine.
It's almost like that's kind of what happens with prospects, unless
Yes.
your name is Albert Pujols.
Basically, yeah. There's a few, Trout. Like a few. Well,
Yeah.
actually, he struggled.
He was terrible his
time.
first time up.
Yeah.
But I mean, this team, like, they're just. I wish they were better because I'd love to see Salvi, go out on top. I love Perez. The pitching, though, it's Reagan's getting hurt, kills him.
Yep.
Lugo's been hurt. Like, they've had the injuries this year they didn't have last year. That's a killer.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they're getting there. Like, I
Barely missed the playoffs.
think future's bright, though.
Okay.
Like, I think they've got enough young pieces. And if Reagan's comes back healthy next year, you've got your MVP candidate, your ace.
They're still a very young core. I'll go future is bright.
Yeah, I think so. And then this one's interesting. Very interesting.
I just assume, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Well,
It's not as bad as it used to be.
Oh, okay.
though that for the last 10 years, you're correct. That's 10, 20 years. Like, since they've had Mike Trout, but
Since
they're solid this year.
Since they had Vladimir Guerrero and won the World Series in 03. Since then,
Yeah, because they made it, 1 year with Trout and Pujols? They made the playoffs and got swept. Not great.
No, they probably made the playoffs more with Vlad than what I'm
they
thinking.
did. No,
But-
they did. They were good and back in the Troy Gloss days, like when they beat Bonds. Like, they
that
were
was 2003.
fun. Yep.
Well, here's the real question.
yeah.
Do they get in this year?
No.
I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think they have the firepower. Like, they've got some pieces on offense. Hey, if my boy Adele. What do you think of that, buddy? What do you think of that? Fifth time's charm.
Is it only 5?
It's probably like 10. I don't know.
I thought he was out of options, and that's why he hasn't gotten sent
By
out.
God, we're going this route again. He hits the piss out of the ball. I love that. So, Joe Del Believer here, guys, till the day I die. But Zach Neto, I like him. Like, if Trout could stay on the field, that'd be great. Can't really bank on it. Ohapi, they have pieces on offense.
If Hohapi can stay on the field, he is the best hitting catcher in baseball.
He is. He's just pretty bad defensively, too.
Well,
Slight problem,
who
but-
cares?
Yeah, they have the DH spot. But, Trout's there. Never mind. They
Best
don't have the pitching, guys. Like, they just don't have enough. I'm going to go... I don't even want to go futures of bright. You could say barely miss the playoffs, or...
Do you actually think the future is bright?
I think...
I do not.
Okay, then that tells me
Okay.
all you need to know.
I think there's something
I think
there.
the future
I really
is
do.
mediocre,
Well, here's the thing. They've got
which
some
is
pieces.
a step up for the Angels.
Well, that's fair. But hear me out. They have some young pieces now, And they also go stupid spending money.
They do.
So if they could actually hit on some of those guys,
but do they ever pay the young guys?
No, they don't. But you would think, like, with me with Adele here, 10 times, like they would eventually figure it out.
They're probably going to sign Joey Gallo to a pitching coach next year.
I give up.
You know what?
You keep Joey Gallo out there.
You know what? We never sign pitchers.
I have an eye for talent. Let's sign this kid up. Here we go. Is Josh Hamilton still playing out there somewhere? Can we bring him back?
I bet Josh Hamilton can still ball, honestly.
We don't want to go down that road.
Josh Hamilton might be in jail.
Yeah, he might be. That was a bad reference, guys.
Yeah, very bad reference.
So we'll go on to the Dodgers, which, I mean, fucking yeah. Whatever. Like, if we were doing legit power rankings, I would still have them 1. I don't care about the record. Look at the freaking roster. Like, honestly, I still think some of these pitchers, it's like, could pitch through it. Why? Like, they just want them there at the end of the year. Like, would you be...
How many Hall of Famers are on this team?
Over under set at 4. What do we got?
Over for sure.
Kershaw, Freeman, Ohtani, Betts. Who am I missing?
Kershaw, Freeman, Ohtani, Betts.
Yeah.
We don't have Machado anymore.
That's been a while. Yeah. I mean, you could say Will Smith is on a trajectory towards it, but that's a stretch, I think. The pitchers all get hurt too often.
I guess the
Yamamoto,
surefire Hall of Famers probably just those 4.
Yeah.
Which is insane to think that Ohtani's been in the league for less than 10 years. Yeah. Like, he could retire tomorrow and be a Hall of Famer.
Exactly. He could.
Yeah.
What he's done's unprecedented, so yeah.
They don't have Jansen anymore, right?
No.
He's been gone for a while.
That's what I thought. I wanted to make
they
sure.
don't. There's really no one else, but gosh dang, they're so solid. Like
you said, the over and under perfect.
He said it.
Oh,
Thank you. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Blind squirrel found a nut. But I mean, this team, like you said, they have
they don't give a crap until the playoffs.
No.
And why would they? They just got to get there.
This is a classic case of until someone beats the champ, they're the champ for me. Like, I love the Tigers. I'm not taking them to beat the Dodgers.
Be the king, you gotta beat the king.
There you go. You got it.
Ali.
No, I like it. See, yeah, they're great, and we know they'll do something bonkers at the trade deadline, or add something smart, like Edmund last year. Kopech, brilliant. They're great organization. So yeah. Good for them. Sit at the top of the mountain.
I missed the days when they weren't.
I know. I took that for granted when I was a kid.
I did too.
Yeah. And they were like, we beat up on them.
All the time.
Yeah. But they weren't even like a big deal when it was like the early pool days.
It was until like they got the Matt Kemp teams and stuff.
Yes. And then.
Until then, they were like an afterthought.
Yeah. And to me, I think it was when they made the Betts trade, and then you go after that. Like, they were literally, that was back 1920. I believe it was. After that, it was like they just kept adding.
I feel like their market has always had the ability to spend the money.
They just never had the
team to spend the money.
Imagine
now they're like, we're going to spend all of
it. They should have in like the Kemp team, like 11 and 10.
But they do have different ownership now than then, and they're in LA. They're taking advantage.
The new ownership's like, what the fuck have you guys been doing?
It's magic. It's like, I'm Showtime, guys. Come on, we're in LA. We're not getting out, bitch.
I was just thinking, not to break those teams are like probably more talented than the Cardinals at that time.
Yeah, I think.
They're in the discussion.
They were in the discussion. Them and the Phillies and us were like the 3.
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, I think early 2000s with the Pujols, Rowan Edmonds.
No. I'm talking late. I'm talking late 2000s. I mean specifically Matt Kemp, early Kershaw. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those teams.
I absolutely think they were more talented.
I do, for sure.
They did.
They scared the crap out of me, and I just kind of knew we'd devil magic our way out of it.
Matt Adams homering off Kershaw. That's all I got to say. Who saw that coming? So, but they are, in all fairness, like I talk about spending all the money, they're great with their prospects, developing these guys, filling the holes. Like, they have some homegrown guys. Smith, Pages, like, they don't just...
Not Pedro. Different Pages.
Andy. Yeah, there you go. The guy in the outfield. So, they're great. They are. It's just jealousy of me ripping them. But no, they're up there. They are. So,
all right.
We go from up there to down there.
Is this our second dog shit?
Man,
I don't have a doubt.
Yeah, I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but like, it's not what the fuck are y'all doing, because like,
we know they suck.
They know they suck.
Florida knows they suck.
Yeah.
The fans don't show up.
The fans definitely know they suck. There's just no promisingness coming out of this. Like, I doubt Alcantara makes it past the deadline.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the one thing they'd going for him is, hey, let's see what we can get for Sandy this year. Really. Yep. They traded Luzardo. They got decent haul for him. Mm-hmm. But it's like they perpetually rebuild. You know?
Well,
the future may be bright.
Well, hold on.
5 years.
We are talking the Marlins. They have done this.
They
and then they'll win a World Series there somewhere.
They have.
And then they will sell everything.
Yeah.
That's what they've done, at least two or three times?
Both.
Their last guy was a
Series
couple
team.
years
Both of
ago,
Yeah.
and they missed it.
Yeah, and here's the thing that I forget sometimes. You think of how good they were when they had Stanton. You know, they had Yelich and Jose Fernandez. If that hadn't happened to him, they might have won a World Series.
I still say
that was one
Tavares' death haunts the Cardinals, and that damn sure haunts the Marlins.
Absolutely, and that was literally their piece that could have been away.
That was their guy.
Yeah, it was. He was so much fun to watch too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Rest in peace. But I mean, now I'm a prospect guy. And there's nothing that excites me. Their catcher's fun, Augustine, big fat boy, hit ball far. Doesn't play much behind the plate, but oh well, that's all I got. Like they suck. So sorry guys.
Next up,
moving on.
Brewers gonna brew.
Brewers gonna brew.
Are they playoffs?
Yeah. I like your lead at playoffs.
If we guarantee it.
No. The question mark one.
Yeah.
They're with the Guardians.
Yeah, that's what I assume. Because if we're saying the Cubs make it, there's probably not another team from the Central.
If the Cubs slide at all, the Brewers will be there to strike.
That's fair. I just don't think it's happening.
I agree. I agree.
I think all the way around the Cubs have him beat. I will say that Mezrowski kid, holy hell, he's fun. If I even said his name right. Watched him pitch against us, right out of the gate. 100, 101, 102. What do you think of that,
Hey, not I hope you're okay, but I'm not terribly mad you were drinking.
It's we were waving the white flag. Thank you. It's like, come back next Wednesday.
In all fairness, he was probably coming out next inning. Anyway.
Yeah, he wasn't throwing a no-hitter.
Yeah.
No, he was at too many pitches. And he's got control problems. But they develop. The Brewers are a very solid organization. They are. Churios became a star.
And also with him, he could have just been taken out. I could have still pitched.
Yeah.
But, I was up there in pitch count anyway. We're going to be precautionary.
It was precautionary.
It's your first outing.
Well, it's like this kid's literally at 103. Yeah. We're going to take every precaution necessary.
Yeah.
And, they're solid. That's all I got to say. I think they're better than us. Well, they took
it's just a well-built organization.
Yeah, it is. They get the most out of what they got. Yes. Yelich, I love Christian Yelich. Even as a Cardinal fan,
I love to see the throwback Yelich.
Yeah, I do too. Setting some power, be healthy.
And in true Yelich form, he came out this series this past weekend and just absolutely murdered.
Yeah. I think he sees the Redbirds walking down. Like, oh yeah, I'm pitching.
I was listening to the game on Sunday with Dad, and we were on the way back from Newton, and 8th inning was up, and Christian Yelich rips a double in right field. He's 3 for 4 today. He's a triple away from the cycle. Yep.
It's a classic. Not surprised. Not surprised at all.
I'm is this a replay from?
Yeah.
Being a disgrace.
Well, that's what he's done a lot. He's dropped the ball.
Breaking the beard policy. It's he was the reason that they dropped that more or less. He advocated for it super hard.
Yeah. He got back it up then.
A lot of Yankees fans saying that he did not deserve that treatment.
Yeah, I do agree with that right now. I really do. So at least
who else did they sign this year that people was
Belly? They got Bellinger.
Yeah. They didn't want to see him without a beard.
No. They did it for the betterment of their looks. Yeah.
They also changed their substance abuse policy for Belly.
Whatever keeps you on the field, that's fine. And they're changing what.
And I'm not talking about steroids.
No. We know where it's going. So, yeah. All right. So we got our 4 World Series contenders so far, and then we got my A's right up there too. Right? Not quite.
No, but I think they're a guaranteed playoff team.
No. They were before they lost 17 out of 18.
Oh, that'll do it.
That was a kick in the nuts.
I missed that part.
Future is bright though.
Okay.
Right there.
I was just guessing.
Yeah,
I'm telling
young.
you, Nick Kurtz is legit. I might have missed the Lawrence Butler train a little bit. We'll see. He's had some moments, but I love this lineup.
He's still going to be a 2020 guy.
Yeah, he is. I'll take that.
Not the 40-40 guy you told me he was going to be.
I said 30-30. 30-30. Maybe 25-25. We'll see. But, you look at Jacob Wilson's been awesome. This team has some young studs.
Shout out to J-Dub.
They do. Yeah, there you go. Not the other one. Well, ours is bigger. I'll tell you that much. But Soderstrom's awesome. They have offense. It's like Baltimore. We need some pitching. But still, for where they were last year and what they've got coming up, they've got some pitchers coming up. Mm-hmm. I think the future's bright. I really do.
I agree.
100%.
I agree. I think in 2 years you're talking about this A's team a lot.
Yep, I agree. Get them.
And I don't think that future's bright. I don't think it's bright next year. I think they need one more after that.
I could see that. I think in the next 2 years. Yeah,
For their
fair.
pitching.
That's fair. Yeah.
And this isn't a team that can afford to buy pitching. So
Well, not historically. But it's funny. They already went out, gave their biggest free agent contract to Severino, and there's talks about when they go to Vegas, which is in
They are going
gonna spend
to
some
a
money.
place that is notorious for money.
I think that
Agreed.
you're going to see some more money spent than you've ever seen out of them before. I really do. I think it's a different era
fair.
of
That's fair.
baseball. But we'll see. We'll see.
I will say going to Vegas might bring a lot more money to them.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh, so
Look what they did with the Golden Knights, the way they flocked to that arena.
if you don't mind, Alex, take that Pittsburgh team and move it over on the other side of San Diego. Because I feel like these next two teams are going to be they're the
There
two
might be
teams
some
that are
back and forth here.
Yes.
Yeah, I like this.
Okay.
argument. So let's get on with it. I'm putting the Phillies in World Series contenders.
Okay, so that's why I actually had to do this because I didn't know which one of those two teams you said you had one more.
Oh, I like the old man.
I didn't know
I like the old
which
guys.
ones.
Yeah.
That's the team I would have picked as well.
Okay.
But the San Diego team's exciting.
They are. And the Phillies are not. But I'm going to tell you what, they've went on a pretty big slump. Like I think they were 2-8 before they swept. Who'd they sweep? Out. The lineup has been terrible. But it is June. Schwarber will eventually start hitting Schwarber bombs. It's what he does in June, July. They're going to be fine. Trey Turner, they're going to be fine. We saw this last year with him. Really Muto. I don't think these guys give a damn right now about games in June. I'm not worried.
This reminds me of when we were talking the NBA playoffs a couple weeks ago. When the Nuggets were still in there. They're a team. They weren't a top 2 team in the West.
Yeah.
But you knew they were going to be there, and you knew they were going to compete with anyone. They're the only one that's even actually looked, other than the Pacers now, that looked like they could compete.
Absolutely.
With the
but do the Phillies
Thunder.
have Nikola Jokic?
No.
They have Bryce
but
Harper.
They have. What
comparison
might
to
be even
Jokic.
better? What might be better is Zach Wheeler playoff time. I'm telling you, they have their ace. He is a seasoned veteran. I honestly would almost put him up against almost anybody in a playoff game. I really would.
Okay.
I like him actually. I'd say better than any of the Dodgers pitchers one-on-one. Now, not the team.
Okay. Yep.
But he's been there. He's done it. I love Zach Wheeler. It'd be great if Aaron Nola remembered that it is an actual odd-numbered year and decided to pitch accordingly. I think.
Well, you wasted all of last year in his even number.
Yeah, I might have. Yeah, he didn't
Last
suck
year
till
he was
last.
phenomenal.
Yeah, he was. So, but they've got pieces. Ranger Suarez, Sanchez. They've got the pitching that could match up playoffs against anybody, and I think they'll get in. And if they're in, I'm telling you, with rotations like that, I'll always take a flyer on them.
I agree.
Postseason.
I mean, Nola will be back.
Yeah.
Whether he's to form, we'll see. Which actually, did he just start coming? Did he just make his first start?
No. He had another setback.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
but
Cool.
I think it's a mental setback too, as bad as he was.
Yep.
So.
That makes sense. We had him on our fantasy team. So.
Yeah, exactly. So he's not going to pitch. That's all there is to it. So we get Bryce Harper, all of a sudden he's out for the year. That's how it works. So. Cool. You good though? Down the
Sure.
with them in there? Yeah, sure. Well, that's easy. All right. It's crazy. We've got more World Series contenders than anything else. Right
I don't know what you guys are doing.
We're going
It's
to go
gonna
downhill
change.
pretty quick.
I think we did.
The rest of those
save-
spots are going to fill up.
We didn't save the best for last. That's for sure.
Now,
But San Diego, take the lead, buddy.
they're a guaranteed playoff team.
Yes, I do agree with that.
They're not a World Series contender. They looked like they were early in the season.
Not yet, but they're another team. Their GM does not
Guaranteed
give
playoff.
a rat's
What are you doing?
ass about. Yeah, that's messing me up.
You're stressing me out, man.
Come on, squirrel, focus. Back on this one. We're not supposed to start that screen, damn it. San Diego, I think they will do something. They always do something. Their GM is literally the definition of F them picks too and prospects.
Yep.
Does it work? Not a lot of times.
He's basically Artur Moreno, but a little bit more successful.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, like Dombrowski with the Phillies. He just screwed. Trader Dave. There you go. So I think they'll do something. If Cease could start pitching like his contract life depends on it, that would help them.
It does,
Not been great. Michael King gets back. They've got the pitching. Tatis is overshadowed by Judge. He's had a great year. That's back.
Tatis Jr. has been quietly one of the best players in the majors.
He's been
Not
very
surprising him being quiet with
Exactly.
anything.
I know. This is what he needed to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Be quiet, play ball, don't be an idiot. Stay off the dirt, Mike. There you go.
And the ringworm medicine.
But Mom said it was okay. Come on, guys.
This reminds me of Woody's cough syrup.
Don't listen to your grandma on medicine, guys. That's all I gotta say. She set me up for failure. Gosh, grandma. It's all right. She's made up for it with a lot of breakfasts through the years. So, but no. And Jackson Merrill's gotten back. This team, Machado. He's had a very quiet year, but you look at his numbers, it's like, nah, that'll play. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what Machado does.
That
though. His
sounds like
numbers
Manny
just sneak
Machado.
up on.
Yeah, they really do. They do. This team they're great. Like, if they had one more pitcher, I'd be like, yeah, World Series contender. We'll see where they're at after the deadline.
So this is
Might be there.
pre-trade deadline.
Yes, pre-trade deadline.
We will do one
after,
post-trade
yeah.
deadline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, they're up there for now. That's all I got on them. They're great.
We should have added another category for this. Paul Skeens, but shit.
Yeah. How about we put one free Paul Skeens? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Man.
I've seen trades
Actually, I know
out
exactly what this is. Mm-hmm. You have the best pitcher in
Wasting
baseball.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, I don't want to wish this on anyone. You got probably 2 more years before he breaks.
It's a possibility. But
He
you
does.
got-
I
here's
will say the
thing.
one thing with him, he did not pitch until college.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forget about that.
Yeah, he did not pitch in high school.
He was a hell of a hitter at, was it Air Force where he first
Yes.
went?
Correct.
Before
And he was a
LSU?
catcher,
He was a hell of a hitter.
which is when you
Yeah.
think about it, that's crazy. That
Oh
he's
my
the best
gosh.
pitcher in
I don't
baseball.
think there was many
and-
stealing on him. Was
No,
there?
I'd say not.
Yeah, there's a lot
So-
of pitchers that were catchers in college.
Yeah, but to
Yeah,
turn
Mott.
into
There's
yeah, that's
a few.
Jason Mott. This is Paul Skeens.
Yeah, that's the first one that came to mind.
That was just my devil's
Yeah, that was one
advocate.
that
you know
comes to mind
what?
for sure,
That-
but-
That was my
Yeah.
devil's advocate that
Yeah,
he is
yeah.
not. He doesn't have quite that arm.
Well, that's why I like Swallenbach.
Yeah.
Because he played short until like literally his junior year in college.
But it still could definitely happen. But
Yeah.
there is.
Catchers are pretty taxing on your arm, too.
I'm just putting it on
Well, here's the
the
thing,
better
though.
side of it because he's
Sure.
not
Yeah,
had
For
that
sure.
much wear and tear.
It's a positive, for sure.
Yes.
It's something to look forward to.
I don't think he's looking forward to his injuries.
Well, it's something to look forward to is like that might delay injuries. Because it's not when a pitcher breaks. It's not. Yeah. It's
It's not if, it's when.
I said
Yeah.
that backwards.
Yeah.
Fix that, YouTube.
I'm still wanting to know who the Phillies swept, guys. I still can't remember. It was a good team. I don't know. We'll eventually talk about them, I'm sure. But I think why the trade conversations are coming up, because what are they doing around him? O'Neal Cruz is fun. I mean, he's like Ellie, though. It's like he got the tools, but will it all come together?
It's coming together a little bit better this year.
It
He's not
has.
hitting 210.
He's hitting 240,
Yeah.
which is slightly disappointing when he hits piss missiles like he does, and almost kills people in the Allegheny
But
River.
he has an outside chance at 30-30 this year.
Oh, he has a good shot at it.
Yeah.
He's already almost got 30 steals. No,
Okay.
he has a good shot at it. The ankle's healthy. But, they just have nothing else around. Like, Henry Davis was supposed to be a thing. He's been terrible.
Yeah.
Like, they just have not been able to supplement
Who
their
was the pitcher that got
studs.
hurt that we had last year that was phenomenal?
Jared Jones.
Jared
Yeah,
Jones, yes.
he's having the internal brace procedure.
Yep.
Mitch Keller's never really taken that next step. Because that's what you were thinking last year. It's like, oh, man, if they get in and they've got, I like that. Sell the team.
Okay.
If they had Skeens, Jones, Keller, that's a hell of a rotation. But it just hasn't worked out. And right now, I agree with this, and that works. And trades Paul Skeens, please.
I'm only putting that just.
They are the most skeevy owners, too.
I'm only
did you
putting
see-
that because of what I've heard from Pat McAfee's show since they are from Pittsburgh and they talk about it all the time.
Well, I mean, they had the publicity last year for dropping Rowdy Tellez not bat before he hit his bonuses.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
That was
Like,
bush
they
league.
didn't
Bush
start
league.
him, and then they
Bush league.
released him.
And released him. Right
they are
there.
just
He
hoping
needed
that
one
they.
more bat.
Yeah, that was pretty shitty. Really
Pittsburgh is just hoping they can just glide off of having the coolest ballpark in the majors.
Was. It is an awesome park.
It is.
It is.
It's awesome.
No, Kansas City's the fun one, too.
I've been to their
Fountains?
parking
The
lot.
fountains are cool?
The fountains are cool.
I drove
Yeah,
by
yeah.
it. I didn't think I.
Coffin Stadium's fun. You guys should check it out.
I went to
Sure.
the parking lot of it, and we kind of broke into the Chiefs Stadium, but that's
Nice, nice.
It's okay.
Okay, well now you incriminated yourself. Good job,
You
dumbass.
did.
Well, we were helped in by a.
Tens of viewers.
This is what happened. Yeah, I know. This is
Yeah,
what
it's like
happens when you
100
have
maybe.
a very cute little girl, my daughter.
Ah.
She went to the had to use the bathroom,
Yeah.
and the lady working, which I hope this doesn't get her fired, but the lady working in the
Yeah,
team
because it's
store,
totally gonna do that.
she was like, "Hey, you guys want to see the field?" And it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So she got a nice hug from Adeline out of it. But it was cool. Cool moment. Back to this though. Do you guys think Skeens could get traded? And if so, pick a team. Because I've got one.
I don't think he gets.
I mean, it'd be
It would take a whole.
scary to see
You
him go to the
basically be
Yankees.
like, "Hey, here's our AAA team. Have fun.
That's what- I
And
don't
give us
think-
Skeens."
I don't
Talking
think
about
it.
Yankees?
Mets. That's where I was
that'd
at.
be fun too.
Because their owner, I mean, he wants to win.
I
there.
don't think it happens this year.
Steve Cohen.
I would have to agree with
It's
you.
ridiculous.
I would say.
You give them whoever they want. Yeah.
I will say maybe next year.
I
Maybe
think
next
if
year
you
trade
see
it.
no improvements, they do have some pieces and minors, and you're right to that. They might see how that develops.
Yeah, I don't see him
Build around
doing it
him.
this year at all.
But if it's like, okay, we're
Steve
still
Cohen
3
might
years
make him
away.
an offer they can't refuse.
That's why I thought that. I know he's not the GM, but he might be like, hey, do whatever you got to do. And yes, boss.
the owner, right?
Yes, boss. Yep,
Yeah.
he's the owner. So that would be fun. I kind of hope it happens. I mean, it sucked to play him, but man,
I'd love to see
Good for him.
Paul Skeens pitch some playoff baseball.
I would too. I
will say that.
It
don't
would,
think we're
but you're
seeing
probably 3 to 4 years away from that.
No, we're not that far away from it.
2 to 3.
1 maybe.
I think it happens next year.
Yeah, I can't. I'm
Hey,
not
I'll tell you what, here in a
guaranteeing
month, we might
Yeah.
have a different opinion on it when we do our
Yeah.
trade deadline episode. There's that plug.
that. I don't think it's gonna happen this year.
We'll see. But
I
now
think
let's
he could
talk.
be demanding
Hey,
a trade by next year.
let's talk about a trade that did happen next.
That's
though.
true.
Whoa.
All right.
We're on to the Red Sox.
So, because of this trade alone, I am going to put them in the what the fuck are y'all doing?
I agree 100%. 100%. I was more open-minded to the trade until I actually thought about it. I think I was shell-shocked by it, that I was like, okay, they got the money off.
Well, the first thing I got was just Red Sox trade Devers for just Jordan Hicks. I did not.
I was
get
like,
any,
we've given him-
I did not.
Yeah, you messaged me
Yeah,
that.
I
I'm
did
like,
not see
what?
there was anything else. It just said Jordan Hicks, and I
they
was
got
like,
a little
what?
bit more. They got like
Like,
3 or
this
4
this
players.
couldn't happen.
Yeah, they got prospects.
They did, and as
They're
the
not-
prospect nuts, I want to be more excited about it, but I was like, man, this is kind of like with Luka, I guess, and the reason of like, what I'm saying on that is like,
They got
why you
Kyle
didn't-
Harrison, too,
Why you
don't they?
didn't shop him to everybody? Yeah, they got Harrison, they got a kid who's a fringe top 100 prospect. It's the
Yeah.
number 14th draft pick this last year, and they got another one thrown in,
Yeah.
which is okay. They totally banked on Devers being like a terrible investment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't want to keep paying him that.
I agree with this being
was a
close
lot.
to the Mavericks thing where, and I think I said
Well-
that yesterday too, is like, this feels like they didn't shop.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I heard there's a couple other teams interested, but I'm like, you do not rush this trade.
That's a top 10 bat baseball.
Yes. He started the season 0 for 19 with like 18 strikeouts.
And he's already almost hitting 300.
Yes. Like, the talent's unreal. Who in the hell does not want a left-handed power bat like that? Hits the middle of the order in their lineup. Like,
Everybody does want
Yeah.
that.
And he's already warming up to the fact of being a DH.
well,
Well,
you know,
the
you know
thing
what
I
he's gonna
heard, the thing I heard today was
Now he's
that
going to play first base?
no, that's why he traded. That's why he got traded. He did not.
I think he didn't want to play for them.
No,
He didn't
No.
play it at all?
he did not want to play first base at all. He was
Okay.
open to being DH, but he was not going to play first base.
Yeah, he said that. I just wonder if now that he got out of Boston, he'll want to shove it to him and be like, all right, fine, screw you guys. I'll come play.
Okay, I knew where you're going with
Yeah,
that. but
'cause here's the
I
thing.
tend to agree with what he said.
Oh.
I think that he'll be a DH.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone wants the liability at third base. He is a.
He's
Oh,
terrible. Like, that's the thing on the Devers part of this with him that I'm like, you're kind of being an ass here, bud. Because, like,
Well, he had moved like.
both.
Okay, what I heard was Jeff Passan, and he said, okay, he knew the third base thing was coming, and he knew the DH was possible. He was a little upset, but not. He wasn't near as.
He was publicly upset.
He wasn't near as upset.
Yeah, go ahead.
About the DH as
He
he was
allowed it.
first base.
Yeah.
When first base came up, he was pissed.
I thought, honestly, both sides dropped the ball on this.
Well, yeah.
because why did they not, early in the offseason, be like, hey, dude, I know you can play third, but you're off.
We're looking at Nolan Arenado and Alex Bregman for third base.
If you want to know why we're moving you, look at any number possible out there, and that is why. You're
and we're
terrible
looking
there.
at multiple Gold Glove third basemen.
And
to
we're
come
also
in here.
giving you $280 million at the time left on your
No,
deal.
what they should have done is just like, have you seen Bregman's stats
Yeah.
in Fenway?
Yeah, no joke. Here, do you want to win? Okay, because I'm like, I think they handled this wrong. But on his side of things, I know they want to be a team leader. He's getting paid all that money. He was the face of the team, I think.
Yeah.
Like, to go out in spring training, say some of the stuff he did, you know, I was
I
like,
play third.
I think that should have been in-house. Yeah, I'm a third baseman. I'm playing there. Like, be a team player, be like, you know what, I don't really want to, but for the betterment of the team, you know, I want the Red Sox to win. That's what matters. How hard is that to say?
And I will say that I think the media kind of
Yes.
portrayed it to make him more look like a dickwad than maybe he was.
That's what
Yeah,
they do.
that's
What they do. When you sign up for it, you ought to know that, though. You know,
Yeah.
like,
I think
think
it's
that,
more on
but
the
you-
ownership than it is Devers.
I
I think
will
Devers
give
is
you that.
not the most receptive and probably not the
No.
best clubhouse
the
guy.
character. I was like, man, I'm disappointed because I love watching him hit.
The
I
thing
love
is,
guy,
like,
but-
if you asked, like, say, Nolan Arenado to DH, yeah, sure, whatever. If you asked him to play first
Yeah.
base, yeah, sure, whatever.
Nolan Arenado went to Ollie and wanted to move down to the lineup because he's like, I'm hitting like ass.
I'm hitting like ass.
Yeah. I'm going to hit sixth.
So I mean,
That's
he's
what I
not.
want to see.
There's also a little bit of he's foreign. I'm gonna put that a little bit up there.
the
Just
ego-ish?
no. Just a
Or-
different culture.
The different
culture.
understanding
Oh yeah,
of,
that's
like,
a better
how-
way to put it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying.
Because they're very, I don't mean to sound bad, but like prideful and
Yes.
like, third base is my spot.
Yeah.
Like, I've played that since I was a
That's
kid.
fair.
Okay,
That's
fair.
I agree
where
with
I'm
that.
going with
Yeah.
it.
It's kind of a bad shitstorm here, but I just thought all the way around the ball was dropped and the return. Kyle Harrison is fine. He was actually like a top 30 prospect.
To be fair, I actually, when I first talked to you guys about it, didn't know that Kyle Harrison was in.
Yeah.
When I found that he was, I'm like, it's not as bad as it was.
Right. And
Um,
their team, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on this. Like, they will spend that money elsewhere. This isn't like a salary dump. It is, but they will reinvest that somewhere.
Oh, for sure. Like they planned on that money being spent, and if they weren't at sorts with Devers right now,
Right.
they'd be fine with keeping him on the roster.
Yeah.
Well, because I always go back to when they won in 2004. They traded Nomar at the deadline, and that was not popular at all. That was
I
a
think
big.
that Nomar requested that pretty hard after they made that trade for A-Rod that didn't go through.
He was not happy, which is similar to this. Was not happy.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at, when that trade was made, Boston hated it, like the perception around it.
Agreed.
But what they got was pieces that they saw a fit for. Now, I'm not saying that will work the same here. That just was like a striking resemblance to me.
Yeah, I mean, they're
was
very
the face of the
comparable
team.
situations
Yeah.
because they upset the player and then the player was traded.
Yeah.
I still think, I don't know, it's a little bit different situation. I don't think that the team stabbed Devers in the back quite as hard as what they did Nomar.
That was bad. That was bad. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
Because Nomar was also all like a Gold Glover already.
Yeah.
Like he had no
was
reason to
very
have to be
good.
replaced.
No.
Yeah, but
But it's A-Rod.
They got back. They got
yeah.
back.
Well, I'm thinking back. I'm like, who played third base on those teams for the Red Sox though?
Was it? Oh man,
'cause,
Kevin
I mean-
Millar was. Who was it? Euclid. Where did he play third or fourth?
that was Euclid was
Bill
after.
Mueller.
Euclid was after
Bill
that.
Mueller, wasn't that it?
I can't
Bill
remember.
Mueller, I think
The
he
thing
was
is, I
fine.
can't remember, and yeah,
What they did-
Nomar may have been pissed off, but now when you look at it, the Yankees did the same thing, and A-Rod moved to third.
Yeah. I know.
So I'm
And
just
Nomar
I'm poking
was slipping it
I'm
short,
poking
like-
holes in what you guys are saying because
Yeah.
of what happened with the Yankees.
Well, that's what's fun with baseball, though, is you can look at all the different
A-Rod,
angles.
we
you know
both
what I mean?
know A-Rod was a better shortstop than Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
We all three know that.
I've said for years now that Derek Jeter wasn't even the best shortstop on his team.
No,
Yes. No, you're right.
Not even
A-Rod
close.
was amazing at short.
so
But, I did like that he moved the position, had no problem with it.
yeah.
I respected
So
that.
I
you
mean,
know?
you
It's
had
like I
A-
want to win.
You had A-Rod to those Boston teams instead of New York, and oh
dear
my
God.
God.
I mean, he was there.
Well, but the thing we forget about, hold on though. If I remember right, in that trade, Manny, wasn't he in the trade too? I think
I have
Manny
no
was going
idea.
to Texas. I think he
Correct.
was. So if you take him off that, is that when I heard they were getting A-Rod, I was like, oh my gosh, that's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. But then you look at who they were losing, and Manny was a big part of winning that.
Yeah.
Oof, that would have hurt. Like I think, I don't know about that.
It's closer than what I'd like to admit, but I'd still rather have A-Rod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Manny.
Well, Manny in the postseason, guys, he was very clutch.
That's fair.
He was very clutch. Like, I honestly, I think A-Rod was a better player, but if you had to get a hit, bottom of the ninth, 2 out, bases loaded, I'm gonna pick Manny. I really am.
Yeah, I think A-Rod is actually one of those guys that wasn't that impressive in the playoffs.
No, he wasn't. If I remember
Yeah.
right.
I think
When they won the
He had
World
when they won the World
think he
Series,
had
he
some
was the
moments.
man.
I think it was kind of a redemption tour
Yeah, it
because
was.
before that he had
he
not.
had
been
not,
great.
but I remember that
Yeah.
one. He
Yeah.
was the
Maybe
dude.
Kershaw's going to get that one of these days.
I think he's the end of the
it's
line
past
for
that.
that. I really do.
Yeah.
But anyway, no. Okay, so that's the Red Sox. We don't get it. The Giants, so good for you. They got their big bat guys.
They did.
They've had trouble getting a big bat there because, like, was that the arson judge deal?
Yeah,
That got tweeted
arson
out, right?
judge.
Like, that was a miss for them. I think it was Krebs with a big bat. Like, they've had trouble, which that worked out well for them. But they've had trouble getting that big middle order bat. Congratulations. Like, you got him.
You got your guy.
You got him. This might make Adames some pressure off him better. Like, that
And
team.
you got him on a extended contract
8
that
years.
is honestly not that bad money-wise.
It's not, as of right now. We'll
Yeah.
see how it ages. Because, that's the thing we got to remember is he has had shoulder problems, which is not
Yeah.
great.
Is he still just
But
going to be a
he's-
DH?
I think so.
Probably.
Unless
He's not playing first base.
I could see his personality
I
being
don't think
like,
anyone wants him playing third. Like,
no, he's
said
not.
first.
They have Matt Chapman. He's not playing third.
He's not
They have
playing
Matt
third.
Chapman.
Oh my God, they
Matt
got Matt
Chapman's
Chapman.
a top
He's
5 third
probably
baseman.
the best defensive third baseman nowadays. I think
Yeah.
he's past Arenado.
Yeah.
What I will say is if Devers in the offseason is like, you know what, screw these guys, I'll learn to play first. But as of right now, he's a DH. As of right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see his personality being like, I'll figure it out.
We'll see how he likes the chemistry.
Because you mentioned that pride. You know, he might be like,
They might ease him
"Watch this."
into it, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But for now, he's a DH. San
this year,
Fran,
yes, for sure he's a
yeah,
DH.
I think, man, I don't know that I want to go guaranteed playoffs because it's the West and the NL East are so loaded.
Playoffs.
I'll put him with the Clevelands and the Brewers. The Clevelands.
Yeah,
The Cleveland's.
they're a little better. I think they are.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
rotation's still pretty good.
I
Webb.
think they're closer to the guaranteed playoff
Yeah.
than the
Well,
other two in
They're
that
just a
category.
fringe behind them.
Yeah. Let's see. How many teams make it to the playoffs nowadays? I've lost track.
Like half the league.
Well, 5.
5.
Plus 5. 10, sorry. I was in
So
between
5 in each
10.
league.
Yeah, 5 in each league.
Okay, so then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right
You know
there.
what? Looking at those other teams down there, go ahead and bump them up into the guaranteed playoffs, I think.
You have 5 NL teams right now.
Oh, we already do? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, leave them there. My bad.
That's
Gosh,
that's why I was counting.
that's why the freaking NL is so much better than the AL.
Yeah.
You know, as
And we have 3
yeah,
AL.
yeah, and I like them better than anyone we'll talk about. But you got any more on San Fran, or are we on to Seattle?
We're on the
We're on
Seattle.
Seattle.
Okay.
And these segues are just falling into my lap. Love it. Seattle, man. I'm going to go playoffs with question mark. Playoffs? Because...
I'm okay with it. I want to say barely missed, but I'm okay with it.
Well, the AL's weak. And I'm looking at the rest of the contenders.
They have a significant chance of getting in. So I
Yeah.
will say playoffs. Playoffs.
Playoffs. It's a big
Because they
question.
can definitely get in. I guess we'll take that barely missed the playoffs for teams that really are likely not getting in.
On the outside,
Yes.
outside
Yes.
looking in, and the door's shut pretty hard. The thing with them is if their pitching's healthy, like if Gilbert's back, if Kirby's starting to turn the corner, as he's came back, like Castillo is Castillo. He's no longer an ace. I think he's a solid 2-3.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 right there, I mean, alone is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Emerson Hannock's look decent. Like, they've got pitchers. Woo, decent. I mean,
Man, I really thought this was going to be the year he really took that step forward.
He looked like
started
it.
to
He
at
looked
first.
like it. Yeah, and it just, he's not been the most durable guy through the years. Who's the other one that got hurt? Man, they've got so many pitchers, though. Like,
They do. They always do.
Yeah, and J-Rod, the weather's warming up. He's decided he's good at baseball again. That happens every year.
Yeah. It's happened a little sooner this year.
A little bit. Yeah, there we go. There's my dark horse MVP pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm good with they're right there. Like, I could see it. And if they get in, I will always say that rotation and Munoz shutting the door in the ninth, shit, they could upset somebody.
Munoz,
They
I
could make
think,
noise.
I don't know. Is that something like, do you think they're good enough that they won't shop him?
Yeah. I think they're
Okay.
good if they don't shop
Okay.
it. No, it was once again the AL, what I was saying earlier, how weak it is. Like,
Yeah.
they're not going to be out of it. They're not.
That's fair.
I mean, and that's a team just getting in.
Man,
They
but
could,
you could, for a closer that's doing as well as he is,
True.
we saw with Mason Miller last
Yeah,
year, you
yeah.
can get a bag.
yeah, if Miller hadn't got hurt, A's might this year do it. They
Yeah.
might. I think they should, really.
Yeah.
I like Seattle's chance. And they still have Randy A, you know, get in the playoffs. Maybe he'll decide to play again. Look at that. So he's been fine, but he's not superstar.
Yeah.
They've got pieces, so I like where they're at. I really do. You guys get this one. I've talked enough, Alex. What do you think about it? Our boys.
You know, I'm being a little optimistic here. I'm going to say barely missed the playoffs.
Okay, that's kind of where I was at.
Yeah, no.
They're on a
not.
they're on a
They don't
losing
really
streak.
fit any of those other
No, they
categories.
don't. That's where I'm at, and I think
Yeah.
that's probably the best one.
Because I'd love to say the future's bright, but I don't think it's as bright as some of them other teams we see down there.
We're also very pessimistic for the last few
are.
years.
They're not dog shit.
They're not
No,
that.
they're not dog
Unpopular.
shit. They're not dog shit.
They're
And
better than what we thought they'd be.
They are. Yeah, I had them under 500.
See, this is right now they're sitting exactly where I said preseason I did not want them to
I
be.
know.
I do
But-
not want them to be a couple games over 500 to where we don't sell.
I know, and our trade pieces aren't looking great.
Yeah, that's the
Helsley-
whole thing. Is the trade guys aren't looking great
Yeah,
either.
No.
it's Fetty's look all right, that could work,
Gordon's
but
warming up a little bit.
He is warming up
he is.
finally.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like every year he'll do this for a little while. and then
He
it's
will.
like,
Oh,
finish
maybe
it.
we can get him to do that right at the trade deadline. Maybe.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm to that point. And locked on.
I was at that point at the beginning of the year, and you
Yeah.
guys weren't seeing it.
Well, because I was like, "What are you gonna get for him?" But
That was
yeah,
where
now
I
I'm
was
seeing
at. It was more, I don't know what we're going to get for him.
Yeah, it's like value gone. But you're right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's be optimistic. Maybe they won't suck that much, and we can get someone better. There we go. Yeah. Let's go there. Let's go barely.
We just had an episode talking about them, so
we'll talk
they've
about
lost
them down
games
the
since
road.
then, but they also are playing their
We
tough part
have
of their
lost
schedule.
6 out of
Yeah.
7, which we said this would really
Yeah.
tell us what we
I
are.
think
We're kind of
it's
seeing
like-
it.
Then they also before that took 2 or 3 from the Dodgers.
I think it's like
Yeah.
13
And
out of
kinda-
20.
We did. Yeah, that's
We
right.
we did
We
no,
did take 2 out of 3 from the
we
Dodgers.
we
yeah.
were better than that before that. It was really this streak that's got us going.
Yeah, it sucks
yeah.
losing 3 out of
They,
3.
we beat the shit out of the Dodgers.
Yeah, our pitching was amazing.
Yeah.
It was. And we took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies like the week before, if I remember right. Like, we've shown glimpses. Not enough to be legit, but
Yep.
we're getting there. What we got over there?
God dang it!
Okay.
Is that not recording?
We're only
SSD?
I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
We only
we're
have 4
live.
left.
later.
We're live. We're fine.
Tampa
Yeah.
Bay. They are, I mean, is anybody surprised that they're just here somehow? Like, they're right behind the Yankees. Well, not right behind, but they're second in the division. They always just do this. I will say, I think Caminero. Hey, we got one right.
Hey, yeah.
I think they have the
so
start.
like first 3 weeks of the season, I thought this was going to be a year we finally get to put them in the dog shit category.
Yeah, it looked like it. It looked like it. It's like where they should be, but they just somehow always do it. I think I'm gonna go barely miss the playoffs here because I don't think they're gonna make it.
Okay.
And I just look at this roster and I'm like, it's not.
That's fair, but we also only we don't have that many teams in the AL.
Well, I don't like many of them. So
That's fair, but somebody's got to make the playoffs.
yeah, which I think they could go in the playoffs.
But none of them would
question
have to be
mark.
guaranteed.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think they need to be above that.
If you want to put them in the playoffs,
I think
question mark,
they
I'm
need to be here.
fine.
I'm cool with that,
I-
but I don't think they get in.
I don't think they have the pitching. The lineup somehow always scores runs. I don't care. They could put.
Yeah, maybe they pull some dark
Do-
magic.
do you
They
feel-
are.
I did.
Magic.
I
They
also
are.
did not feel like you felt any better about the Mariners or the Guardians.
Well, I do feel better about the
I
Mariners.
feel better about the Mariners for
I feel
sure.
better about the Mariners.
The
Guardians.
that pitching plays.
You're right. The Guardians. I'm kind of in the same boat.
yeah.
But
So that's where I'm at. And
difference is-
somebody has to make the playoffs.
that is the rules. That is
Yes.
the rules. So yeah.
That
We
is
can
how
go
that
with
works.
that. Well, but hold on a second. Now, if we go down here, we do have a few more teams, and I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of got Texas and Tampa Bay similar boat.
Well, that's fine. They can be in a similar boat.
I think that if
But-
we're putting Tampa Bay in there,
But Toronto's there too. I actually think Toronto is better.
those were your darlings last year.
They were, so by God, I'll go back to the well. And I'm not putting them guaranteed in the playoffs.
Do you like Tampa Bay better than Texas?
No.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
Texas over Tampa Bay. So I'd move, if it's me, I would move Tampa to the barely missed playoffs. I would put Texas and Toronto.
But you just
in
said you like the Guardians less than Tampa Bay.
No. I like the Guardians a hair more because
Okay.
the J-Ram factor. They've got their.
Are we willing to put Toronto in the guaranteed playoffs?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
That was a quick no.
No,
Yeah.
no doubt about it. I'm not getting burned on that one again.
Here's the thing. I am completely fine with both of those teams being in this tier
I agree
because
with that.
that is why that tier is there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
Because they're
That's fine.
playoff hopefuls.
Yeah,
Like,
they are. This will be different, guys, in a month. I
Exactly.
mean, honestly, the trade deadline, if we do it after that, it will be different.
Because I feel like those 3 teams are pretty comparable.
You could sum the American League up as a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
You really could. And it's, to me, you've got the Yankees and Tigers head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yep.
And then you've got, I don't care
So
who
they're
else
like
makes
the
it.
East in the NBA.
Yeah, basically. Basically how.
You got 2 good teams.
Well,
and then
how it
3 good
was.
teams.
Yeah. And then Indiana came, what?
That's
I don't
fair.
know.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
even including Indiana in those 3 teams.
I know.
You know, like
But some-
they're there
somebody-
now, obviously.
But somebody else was.
I know. Good call. Very good call.
I said since January.
Yeah.
That stuff means something.
That's right. They've been impressive.
It's an attitude back.
That they will be in 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
Future is bright.
Future is
I agree with
bright.
that.
I love James Wood. Dylan Cruz, I'd love to love him. It'd be great if he gets his shit together. CJ Abrams, they have a
He
core
will
guys.
now that we don't have him anymore.
Absolutely. That's how it works. That's how it works. So actually, we got him back. So sorry. Breaking news.
Well, he's terrible.
This is why we suck. But Brady House is up. Like Mackenzie Gore, we got to talk about him. Like he's been.
You've
awesome.
been talking about him for 5 years. And
Yes,
it's
you
finally
have.
happening.
And you give me crap about Adele. You wait and see, asshole. You wait and see. Gore's here. Adele may be here next year.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, Mackenzie Gore is the consistency.
Isn't Adele like 30 at this point?
26. I just checked when we added him. 26. Yeah. Have you heard of late bloomer? Come on. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, like I think they're going to be trouble probably in about 2 years. I really do. So we'll see. I like what they've got. I do.
I think that's the same timeline you gave last year. But
Whatever. So some things get delayed. It's like flights.
Yeah.
Come on, they'll get there. Failure to launch. That's where we got it, guys.
I actually really enjoyed this.
I loved it.
I like this better than the actual power rankings.
Yeah,
we did
this
last
story
year.
is fun.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the tier maker for this. We did the power rankings early in the season.
Yeah.
By division, but I think I like this better.
I do too. I'm sorry it doesn't help me not like staring at the camera because I'm like, oh, this is fun.
I think
Like,
this made it easier for us all to discuss and
Yes.
you still be able to do your nerd shit.
I love my nerd
While
shit.
still
I do.
looking at the camera.
Well, we'll see about that when we review the tape.
I do not have to review the tape.
I know you did not.
I know you did
Move
not.
my screen up there, dang it.
You don't even know how to run a computer. Why are you looking at
I
it?
can
We
turn
need to
it
give him
on.
a separate monitor
Oh,
that
dude.
hangs from the vent.
I have like ADHD and these are cool colors and stuff. Look at all the team logos. It's fun. There we
It's
go.
cool.
You are buying
You agree?
tent for the
fine.
monitor.
Anyway,
This is fun, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And tell us if you don't agree. I mean, this is wide open here. Like, I think the top teams, we nailed that. But after that, holy hell. I mean, you got like the team 7 through 16. It could go different ways. So, it's fun. That's why we love sports. There we go.
that's right.
Why they play the game.
Make sure to follow us on all the social media you see up top here. Make sure to join our Discord. Tell Rogers that he sucks and looks good in pink or not, whatever
That's all
you
that
think.
matters. Oh, very studly.
It's red.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
You make it work. Is that with the cardinal hat? I love it.
the brown cardinal hat that he
That's
has all
right.
the time.
Gold.
Kind of looks like a turd on your head, but I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
I like it. So no, thank you for listening, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and stay classy, Southern Illinois.
And America.
Deshaun Watson or the city of Minneapolis. I don't know. But within the first 5 seconds of Minneapolis, we'll just say I seen a lot of crime when I was in that town. Immediately. And I never want to go back.
So much crime.
Terrible. We were actually talking about a trip there, and
Don't.
we're talking about going to the Mall of America. Like,
Don't.
it's on our bucket list. That's what we were told. Yeah.
Don't.
We did some
Don't.
work for a guy that was from there, and he laughed. He's like, "I can't take her to another mall." He's like,
I've been through like East St. Louis and stuff. I've never been more scared for my life than being in Minneapolis.
Wow. Does it even have these next teams New York beat?
I think I'd rather go to New York.
Okay. Wow.
I have a vendetta against that.
Well, they're definitely falling down to barely miss the playoffs then.
Yeah.
There we go. Gotcha. So now New York. I mean, wow. Do they both go to World Series contenders? I think the Mets do. I really do.
I do too.
They're getting their best pitcher back in Mania, arguably. And this is a team, which it's easier said than done. Add an ace, they're there. Once again, with your question, I don't know who, but
I think that if the Dodgers don't make the World Series, the Mets do. It's because the Mets upset them. They almost did it
I could
last
see
year.
it. I could see it.
Like-
That lineup is amazing.
They took the Dodgers to 7 games last year, right?
Six.
Six.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a couple games they let get away. If I remember right. Yeah,
And
they're
Soto
awesome.
has still not been
Yeah.
Soto.
Oh, it's
Soto
coming.
is
It's
still,
coming.
yeah.
And it's coming, yeah.
The warm weather's coming.
Not to compare him totally, but I remember Albert's first year in LA, which he was older and never really did what I think Soto will do here. But gosh dang, he got off to a real slow start. It happens, a big contract.
Then he still hit 30 home runs.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
Well, you was talking about that warming up. Is he like Matt Holliday warming up?
Not yet.
No.
Soto, not yet. But it
He's
could
a more complete hitter than.
That's not what I meant at all.
but
That's not what I
where it
meant at
gets
all.
hot and can carry
That's
the
what I
team.
meant. Yeah.
Yeah, it will happen at some point in
Yes.
time this year.
Where it was guaranteed Matt Holliday got
Yes.
June, and then the weather got
Yeah,
hot, and
yeah,
here came
yeah.
Matt Holliday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee you into the season, you're not looking at Juan Soto's numbers being like, what the hell happened here? It's like,
No, he's not been bad.
No,
He's just not
no.
been Juan Soto.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing with this team, like, holy crap, if he gets there. Like with
And he will.
Lindor.
Like,
Yeah,
I truly
Alonso.
will. It's Juan Soto. He's a
Nimmo.
generational player.
Yeah, their lineup, oh man, that's the only one that rivals the Dodgers. I think like a 2 through a 5 or something like that. Like they're right there with them, guys. I think they are. I really do.
Okay.
So, and the relief pitching, I mean, they've got a solid pen. Like,
I was here last year on the Mets, guys.
He was.
You got the Mets, I got the Tigers. There we
yeah.
go.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
They could meet. That could be fun. Now, this one's yours.
They're definitely a guaranteed playoff.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they're best team in the AL.
I was getting ready to say the only thing is I don't see there's one team I think in the AL
It's the Tigers.
that could contend with them, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think it's a 2-horse race.
yeah.
I think they're a World Series contender for sure. And I think that I like that, having 4 people in it.
Yeah.
So, because 2
Does
from
make
each
sense.
side.
Well, I've got one more coming.
Okay,
We'll
okay.
wait.
Well, you might get overruled.
That's fair. Now, that has happened before. a lot.
I have a feeling it's.
I will
know who it
say
is,
with
but-
this, yeah, it's kind of like with hockey with McDavid. If you have McDavid, you have a chance. If you have Aaron Judge, you have
That
you
is
have a
very
way.
true.
Like
except
and
he was abysmal
he's been terrible.
in the playoffs.
He has.
I don't think
he
that's
has.
going to continue.
But I think any year that could flip.
Yeah.
I really do. And this year he seems. Oh man, I know J-Ram's the one that better than Bonds. Honest to God, I think Aaron Judge is the most dominant player in a batter's box I've seen since Bonds.
I agree with that.
we were kids watching
I
Bonds
agree.
do it.
And it's progressing.
Yes.
That's the thing. Is
Yes.
every
Yes.
year he improves on it. Like
His play
the first
discipline.
year, hitting a ton of home runs, batting 260. Next year, hitting a ton of home runs, batting 280.
Yeah.
Next year,
Well,
hitting
it was
a ton
the
of home
200
runs, batting
strikeouts.
300.
And we're starting to cut that down a little
Yeah.
bit. We are. Like
So he's getting up to that right-handed best hitter ever category.
he's getting there.
At this
And-
point, do you think
and-
Now, the one thing.
The one guy, well, we don't have a bobblehead of
Oh,
his
where'd he
here,
go? Yeah.
unfortunately, but I think that's where he's headed.
do you think this
I
is a guy that
agree.
can hit 50 home runs and win a batting title?
Yeah, I really do. Given the now before this year, I would not have said that. But
I
given
agree.
the improvements you've seen him this year,
He might win batting titles this year.
yeah. Well, his cold stretches which is not a cold stretch; it's a hot stretch for anybody else. When he's not hitting the home runs, like you see him taking the ball the other way. You see him being a better hitter. It blows my mind. The one thing I'll say with him is look at his age these next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he's already on the wrong side
Yeah.
of 30.
Right,
isn't he?
right,
Yeah.
and his body type. He's a big boy.
Yep.
How will he hold up? We'll see. But for right now, most dominant
Yeah,
I've
but
seen since Bonds.
he is a big boy, but I think he's a